Good afternoon. My name is Doug Winnig. I'm the CEO and the founder of SoftwareSecure, and we ensure that online test takers don't cheat. So the president of edX is known to say that online education is like a rising tide. It's going to lift all boats. And I think everyone in this room would acknowledge that online platforms really do make quality education available to almost everyone very conveniently. The question is, can the same be said about testing? Can online programs offer quality testing conveniently? That there is the problem. 72% admit to online cheating. Now, the issue is, the best way to imagine it is, imagine the kids that you went to school with and acknowledge the fact that education is much more expensive these days. The pressure to pass and to get a good job is much greater. And now take those kids, put them in their own bedroom to take a test, surround them with their own books, their computer, and access to friends, and this is the problem that we face. Then you have this problem, which is if schools are simply putting tests online, how do you actually know who's taking the test? So why is online test integrity such an important issue? Well, without online test integrity, schools' current brands can be tarnished pretty quickly. Without online test integrity, the value of the degree can be diminished pretty quickly as well, because who wants to hire these kids? And without online test integrity, institutions are truly risking their accreditation, which means they're jeopardizing their ability to offer financial aid in the future. So, what do? It took us 200 years to be able to teach in an environment that doesn't look like this. Do we really want to send kids back in just to take an exam? The average online higher education student is in their 30s, working full-time, and is bettering themselves by acquiring some education because it's really convenient to do so. They don't want to jump in a car and drive to a testing center or drive to school. It's not convenient, and it's expensive. So, the other thing you can do is many online schools or many schools have students go find a traditional proctor, a physical proctor, and they have to fall within a certain trust profile, which means you have to go find a rabbi, a priest, a librarian, or believe it or not, most schools say go find a lawyer, which makes me feel really good about myself. But it's incredibly inconvenient because institutions have to send information to the proctors have to send it back, then they have to get information about the test, they have to send that information back. I've known schools that have new zip codes just to deal with the amount of paper, the amount of mail associated with finding a proctor. So it's not very practical for the institutions. What about for the students when they have to find a proctor? Well, can you imagine if this guy's your proctor? It's not very convenient, it's not very fun, you gotta rely on their schedule and you gotta go to his office. So, the other alternative, of course, is you can use SoftwareSecure tools. Our award-winning remote proctoring products protect the integrity of all online tests. They ensure that tests can be administered efficiently and conveniently, just like the online learning. So let's talk about how it works. I'm going to focus on our Remote Proctor Now product, in which a student can use our software and gain access to a proctored exam environment within 3 minutes. So the product itself walks them through an authentication process whereby we're taking pictures using their own webcam. And then after authentication, it's our software that provides access into the exam. So you can't gain access into the exam without first authenticating your identity. And then during the exam itself, we're recording the entire session. We're recording everything that your webcam is capturing. We're recording the audio clip, and we're creating a video of everything that is displayed on the student's desktop computer. After the fact, we have multiple proctors review each of those videos and create a digital report. This is how the back end looks. This is a student taking an exam, and on the right-hand side, you see the proctor comments whenever they find something suspicious. And it provides a direct link to whatever that offending action is, whether or not it's from a webcam view, an audio view, or from the desktop computer. So at the end of the day, the school has a record, an audit trail, evidence of exam policy violations. And schools have the choice also to send that report automatically to the students, so the next time they log in to take a test, they're reminded of what they did wrong, and they're shown their exam policy, and they're told what to do. So at the end of the day, we do use human proctors to determine whether or not a student's cheated, but SoftwareSecure is a technology company. So we use technology to improve the necessary human elements of proctoring. We do not simply put a human through a web proctor to someone taking an exam. We use technology to improve the proctoring process. We make it more convenient, more cost-effective, and work better. We make it more convenient because the student doesn't have to schedule a time to take a test. We make it more cost-effective because we're providing a scalable, cloud-based record and review infrastructure. We make it work better because the technology itself eliminates ways students can cheat, and because of the efficiencies of technology, we actually put 2 reviewers on every exam versus your traditional 1 reviewer to 30 exams. Our model is to simply enable institutions to apply our security to whatever tools they're currently using. So schools simply add us to their LMS or their test drivers, and away they go. So by creating a cost-effective, convenient, and scalable model, we think we're allowing institutions to break the normal bind they have with the proctoring process today. For high-stakes certification exam customers, most students taking certification exams have to go to a room that looks like this. We think the Remote Proctor Now technology is making the front of those rooms now look like that. Here's an example of some of the institutions that are using Remote Proctor Now. And I put them up only because they represent the fact that our products are being used in each of the 4 traditional testing areas: higher ed, K-12, certification, and corporate training and talent assessment. Here's a bigger sample of our customer base. We currently have 200 universities and institutions and corporations using our product. We think that'll grow by 50% in the next 12 months. So we're here looking for capital, and we're looking for strategic partners to help us record the video coming from the webcams that we expect you'll see on each of the boats rising by the tides of online learning. My name's Doug Winnig. The company name is SoftwareSecure. Thank you very much.